It is time for Legal Lane with your host, Vanessa Lane Jennings. I hope you heard me this morning telling you that at this time of the morning, you can ask questions of Vanessa, legal questions, questions that might make a difference for you in your legal proceedings. And I have one I can't wait to ask Vanessa, so I will ask it, and hopefully we'll all learn from it. Vanessa Lane Jennings is an attorney here in Ocala. She focuses on all kinds of law, and the number to call right now to be on the air is 622-9622. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am doing very well. How's everyone this morning?
Good. So I have a question for you. You ready?
Yes, Larry.
Yesterday, we drove to Palm Beach.
Okay.
I have that little transponder thing in my windshield, and it's supposed to pay my tolls.
Correct.
So I went on to the website, made sure it had a credit card attached to it, because we don't really use them a whole lot here in Ocala.
Right. We don't need the Sun Pass.
Okay. So I had the Sun Pass. Okay. And let's see. I had it before, but then I have a new car. So I had to go online and change the license plate number, and I think
to register your car to the pass or attach them.
Right.
Link them or whatever the terminology
Right.
is. Yes.
Okay. So we're driving through all these little things. Everybody says, how do you know? I said, how do you know this is working? You don't know how it's working. I don't have one with lights on. It's just a little sticker on the window.
Correct.
Okay. So how do you know it's working? How do you know it's working? How do you know
the little green light when you go through the toll plaza? There's
other people had the green light. I didn't have a green light.
you don't have a green light.
Yeah, I didn't have a green light. Okay. So I said, you know what I'll do on the way
Still here.
I said on the way back, what I'll do is I'll go through one of the booths with a person in it.
Correct.
And I'll ask them, can you see, is my thing working?
And it can, because when we pull up, it should be able to ding it.
Right. So I pull up.
Right.
No person, just a little thing that spits out a ticket. I said,
okay.
oh boy, okay, this was Palm Beach, okay.
Right.
So now I have this ticket like in the old days, okay, and I drive all the way to, Wildwood, wherever it ends, and going through all these things, boom, bing, bing, and every time I go through them, flash behind me, like they're taking a picture of my license plate.
Which they probably are.
Yeah, okay. So now, what kind of trouble do I get into if my transponder wasn't, because I had a recollection when I first did it that I forgot about, that it takes like 48 hours whenever you make a change to it before you can use it.
The way that I understand that it works is that once it takes a picture of your tag, as long as that tag is attached to your transponder, they'll just deduct it automatically out of your monies. Because mine accidentally fell down one point in time, and that's how much I do not pay attention to my transponder, because I have the old like 2007 version. That's like a huge box.
With lights on it?
With lights and bells and whistles and all kinds of things. So I didn't realize that it had, because I hide it because under my rear view mirror. So I can't see it from my angle. So when I went through, there was no beeping. And there was a little red light, because the red light says you just went through it and you have all the flashes behind you. And so what happens is they just attach it. It just comes right out of your account. So even if you forgot to, like if you didn't have the transponder in your car at the time or whatever, it'll still deduct it out.
Well, now I got to go online and see. Well, that's a relief. I thought I was going to get a letter with all these photographs. You went through this one. You went through this one. You went through. I said, I'm going to have to ask Vanessa to write a letter to them. Dear sir.
Well, they just send you. I mean, I'm not trying to push this. They'll just send you a bill. That's what they do.
Oh, they don't just deduct it?
Well, for you, they'll just deduct it. But like, let's say you didn't have one.
Right.
They would just send you a bill in the mail. Because some of them are unmanned now when you exit, even for people who don't have Sun Pass.
No penalty?
Well, it doesn't say no penalty. It says we'll mail you your ticket if you don't have a Sun Pass.
So 75 cents, not a $75 fine or something.
75 cents. Unless you don't pay it within X amount of days, and then I think it does turn into hundreds of millions of dollars.
Wow.
Well, that's a relief.
And by hundreds of millions of dollars,
I was really worried about this. I was really worried about this.
Well, I'm glad you're no longer worried.
Have you ever had to use or take somebody into the courtroom to represent them for a traffic fine or something?
On a monthly basis.
On a monthly basis?
Yes, that's part of our practice. We do traffic tickets.
Really? So people contest their traffic tickets all the time?
Yes.
Have you ever had somebody who had their vehicle fail the inspection, even though we don't have inspections in Florida? Like the trooper pulled them over and said, those tires are bald or something?
I have never run across that in my 10 years of experience.
Well, because it happened to me.
Right. Now, I was figuring there was going to be a story that went along with this question.
This was back when Florida had inspections.
Okay, that's pre-me driving.
And I actually worked for the state of Florida. I worked for the state of Florida. I was driving a state vehicle. I was in Moss Bluff out in the Ocala National Forest.
So first of all, they pulled you over in a state vehicle?
I was in a station wagon, yes.
And then they told you that you didn't pass inspection?
They said your inspection sticker is expired, is what they said. Because this was in the... Okay. It was you could tell from the color if it was the blue. Anyway. So... I said, well, this isn't my vehicle. It doesn't matter. You're responsible for it. Holy mackerel.
Is that right then?
Well, no, I went to court, and my boss said, just tell him you were with the state. He'll write it off. I said, okay, you guys know each other, I guess. He yelled at me. The judge said, no, I'm not going to take it. I said, oh, man, I had to pay $50 fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you get reimbursed?
Did you give it to your boss? Because clearly it was not your fault.
It was not my fault, but you know what my boss did? He told me to, drive miles and get mileage reimbursements.
So you scammed this? Your boss told you to scam the system? This is great.
Yeah, he did.
For the state of Florida.
He did. Yeah.
Don't worry, everyone. Statute of limitations has passed.
1970 something. You weren't even born yet.
And I was not even born yet. Sorry.
Do you handle a lot of those cases?
The
vehicle
traffic ticket cases?
Yeah.
They must be fun though. They're fun, right?
A year.
And then do you have to confront the police officer or law enforcement officer that issued the ticket, and do you have to cross-examine that person, or?
It depends on how far we go with it. A lot of it is done through negotiations before the judge or the hearing officer, because a lot of it's hearing officer Pollock, before they even take the bench.
Oh.
So you just negotiate it beforehand so you can get your client, because the main thing is getting no points.
Oh,
that's the main reason.
Okay.
There was a story in the news this morning.
Yes.
About a guy driving his daughter to school. And
like dads do.
And his tail light was out. So he got pulled over. The officer said, your tail light is down. He goes, there must be something wrong with it. I just fixed it. So he says, well, sit right here. I'll go. So he goes to his car and comes and says, can you get out of the car? What? Why? I need to tell you something on the other side, in the back of the car. He says, there's a warrant out for your arrest. Apparently, you did not return a VHS tape 12 years ago. What was it called? Harry Got Fingered or something?
Yeah.
Something. Have you ever heard of a movie called Harry Got Fingered or something? Oh, Robin has the story.
Yeah, fine.
No, I have not heard of this.
Okay, so 12 years ago, he didn't return a VHS tape, or so they say.
Okay. Is this from Blockbuster, who's now defunct and not even in business?
I don't think it says who the renter was, but...
Yeah, it does, but the business is now out of business. J&J's Video in Kannapolis, North Carolina, and the movies Freddie Got Fingered in 2002.
Freddie.
Okay, poor Freddie. Freddie has his own issues.
That's funny. All right, we do have a phone call. I'm sorry. Good morning.
Saved by the phone call.
Good morning. Yes. You're on the air with Vanessa.
Yeah, every once in a while you can get lucky on a traffic thing because the sign crew got out before the ordinance took effect. And so if the ordinance was not in effect, then effectively the sign didn't exist on that day, even if it was there.
Are we talking like a stop sign?
Yeah.
Or, okay. So...
Yeah, that's like a once-in-a-lifetime lottery shoot, but sometimes you can beat a ticket that way.
Yeah, and there's also some ordinances in the state of Florida where you have to have a white stop bar in that particular city. Right. You have to have the stop sign and the stop bar. So if they don't have the stop bar and you run the stop sign, technically it's not a valid stop sign. There's not a lot of cities, but there are a couple.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.
We will take a little break and be right back. If you have a question for Vanessa about the law, maybe you got a traffic ticket and you want a couple of tips on how to get out of it, give it a shot. See if Vanessa can give you some ideas. We'll take a little break and we will be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. We'll see clouds and breaks of sun this Friday with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm around. Any thunderstorm can produce hard downpours and damaging wind gusts, the high 81 to 85. For Friday night, mostly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm, mainly early, though 66 to 70. Saturday, mostly cloudy with a shower and thunderstorm or two, especially in the afternoon, the high 80 to 84. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Dog owners tend to walk and use local parks more often, which means they have more opportunities to actually meet new humans. Let's say you forget to sign your restaurant check. They'll still charge your credit because just the act of giving somebody your card means you have agreed to pay. If she thinks you don't have anything planned for her birthday, it'll take a mind-blowing surprise to offset the disappointment that's been building inside her.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Vanessa Lane Jennings is in the studio and interrupt us. We want you to interrupt us. We want you to ask your legal questions, and this is a good time. Got a good 12 minutes left for Vanessa to address your question. Sometimes, especially the legal questions, they take longer to answer than, for example, Larry, how do you turn a light switch on, push it up? They say that's a quick answer. They're not always that quick. Right, Vanessa? They don't have that quick of an...
They are never that quick, and they're never that easy or straightforward.
Let me go to the phone. Good morning. You're on the air with Vanessa.
Yes, good morning. If you purchase a product from a food store and you get home and you bit into it and it was a piece of metal or glass and you cut your lip, you had to go to the hospital, have some stitches, you cracked the tooth, would it be important to go to a lawyer before you go back to the store?
Well, you wouldn't necessarily go back to the store because that's a product liability case, a food case. You would more than likely want to go to... Are you saying going back to the store to buy normal food, like on a daily basis, or a similar type product again, or to complain? I should get that question first.
It was a normal product that you would buy maybe once or twice a month.
Right. No, and that I understood. But what I meant was, are you going back to the store to complain before you see the lawyer?
What I'm saying is, we go to the hospital. We had some stitches done, and we also did some teeth damage. Before we would go back to the store and complain, would it be sensible or wise to contact the lawyer and state what you're doing?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily go to the. Okay, yes, I would go to see a lawyer, but it has nothing to do with the store because the store is just distributing the product, especially if it's a sealed product, unless it's a product they made on premises, and then that's a different ball of wax altogether. But otherwise, it wouldn't. They're just at the end of the chain, so they're not really liable unless they knew about it. So it's going to really go to the either the bakery or the manufacturer who made the product.
Yeah, well, it was a bakery item that was made at the store.
Okay, well then, sure, I would definitely go talk to the attorney just to make sure that, nothing is, that you don't say anything that's inappropriate that could hurt your case before you go and talk to the local store.
Okay, so in other words, it's important to contact the lawyer before you contact the store, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Find out what your rights are.
Razor blade in the noodle salad sounds like something like that. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Wow.
I wonder how that happened.
But I've had that happen to me, so I
No way.
It does happen.
Really?
What-
In the food?
In the food, well, it wasn't at a grocery store. It was at where was it? It was at a local restaurant, and they had burnt the bottom of the soup pan, and there was a piece of metal that, like, when they were trying to scrape it up, and then it got stuck under the burn. They still used the pan, so it was just on there from a previous time. So there's like multiple layers of. Right.
How did you figure that out, though?
They figured it out, and they
So
figured it
you
out.
bit into it and you got cut?
Well, yeah, there was a piece of like burnt stuff, but I didn't know because it was a chunkier soup. So when you ate it, you didn't realize what it was, and there was a piece of metal shard in it.
Did you swallow it?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. No. There was no horrible things. I've just never gone back.
Oh no.
I had a hair in my pot pie one time.
And that's traumatic.
I never went back.
No.
I won't tell you where it is because it wouldn't be fair. I did.
We'll talk about it off the air.
Horrible.
It'll go on my list of banned places.
But there are so many different levels when things happen, like the caller, right away people think they see dollar signs and they want to go from the place where they purchased the item all the way down to the manufacturer, and that really is not realistic these days.
Well, right. Well, it's also how much liability that person even has. Because the cases that you learn in law school is normally the peanut butter cases. And there's different levels of, like, what was in the peanut butter? Was it a mouse where that's not a natural product? Was it part of exactly.
A mouse in my peanut butter.
I'm not saying it's a delicious. But another one was like the...
Honey, did you buy Crunchy this time?
No, I did not.
Instant toothpick.
And then there's ones where it's a natural product where it's like part of the shell. Like the peanut shell was in there.
Oh.
So it's, those are you treat those cases completely different because one you would expect to be in there and the other one you definitely do not expect a little friend to be in your food.
Oh my gosh. That makes people, think twice as what grocery store to go to, because it really doesn't matter if it's like a mom and pop store or a huge supermarket chain. It could happen anywhere.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I think Robin's point was that a lot of people see dollar signs and they want to take something like that. Let's say they weren't hurt at all.
Yeah.
And they just want to take it to the extreme, like you read about. Do you know I told you we hit a cow, right? And did I ever tell you we hit a cow?
Don't believe so. I think I would remember that.
Okay.
I have an affinity for cows, so I would remember.
It wasn't on purpose. It was at night in the dark, about 4 miles.
Wait a minute! You hit a cow?
Yeah, 4 miles south of Belfast. Yeah. It was just there it is, and
the road.
It was a 10-month-old cow, 900 pounds, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
And so the car was no longer drivable. And so 2 days later, the highway patrol let me know who owned the cow. It was an old guy, sweet man, a beautiful lady who's his wife. I mean, they're two old people. And he was just taking responsibility, said, oh my gosh, I want to make sure you have a car, so he, but she was very hard-nosed. She's nice, but hard-nosed. She didn't want me to see dollar signs. She didn't want me to take advantage of them.
Right.
And she didn't know me. And so Matt, the guy who does the car dealership, he knows me, and he knew them. So he said, oh, you can trust Larry. He's not going to rake you over the coals. Just be fair to him so he can buy another car, which is what he did. And it all worked out. And that's the way the whole world should be, don't you think? They were nice. We were nice.
Yes, but if that was the case, I wouldn't have a job.
That's a great point.
Oh.
If that was the case,
Well, I would have a job. It just would not be in the legal industry.
it would just be signing papers then.
Creating wills.
Yeah.
Maybe not even that.
But have you ever talked somebody out of going for big bucks, like
Yes.
all the time?
I don't know, not all the time, but there's times where you have to explain to them that they see dollar signs, but there's actually not dollar signs there because there still has to be damage. What kind of damage was there, and does it warrant the amount of money that you're seeking at this point in time?
Does emotional stress count for a lot of the damage, or is it mainly physical?
Well, there could be both. I mean, if you bit into something like the case that the caller was mentioning, where they broke a tooth or they had, any type of dental surgery, those damages are easy because they're quantifiable. But then you also do have some type of emotional damage, and that does play into it. So normally there's multiple layers of what type of damages you have. And the more layers you have, the better your recovery.
And you've got to get through all that. So you itemize everything and you do your own research. And
absolutely.
Wow.
And you send them to doctors and experts and all kinds of fun stuff.
My mother was eating a taco salad one time. Okay. And it was a big table. We had a lot of family there. Yeah, restaurant right here on 200.
They're not here.
They're not here anymore. And I see her pulling a plastic bag out of her mouth. She thought it was lettuce. What happened is somehow the plastic bag got into the salad.
What kind of plastic bag?
Like where maybe the lettuce came from or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Part of the bag.
No. It was the bag.
The whole bag.
It was like the whole bag. Yeah, she's pulling the whole thing out of her mouth. I know. It was nasty.
First of all, how did it all get in there? This is my question.
Because they must have thought it was the lettuce, and they put it all in there. Yeah, absolutely true, right? Robin was there.
Absolutely true. Yeah, absolutely
Vanessa
true.
doesn't believe me. Dan doesn't believe me. She's looking over at Dan, and Dan is shaking his head, and she thinks Dan knows.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely
It is true. Everybody who was there is dead now, so nobody can verify.
My best friend Dan is in the other room, and Dan says, not so much.
It is true. I promise you.
Absolutely true.
I can tell you, but I don't want to tell you. Off the air, I'll say. Okay. But anyway, so the restaurant, it was all apologies. They gave her a free meal, and she was very happy. And the only reason I bring that story up is because everybody said you should have sued them. And my mother wasn't that kind of a person to sue. So, I mean, would you have taken that as a suit?
Probably not.
No, because no harm was done, right? She didn't swallow it, didn't choke on it.
And she got something out of it, so she
got a free meal.
Yeah. Is she never able to go into a restaurant ever again? Never able
No.
to enjoy taco salad ever again?
No.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't take the case.
No. So that plays into it too. I mean, a person could be technically so traumatized they're never going to a restaurant again. I never thought about it that way.
There could be.
Did you hear this? Oh, did we show you that before we went on the air?
Oh,
we did.
You and Dan were talking about it. I eavesdropped.
That's right.
He might need an attorney.
He might.
You need somebody local in town.
We're talking about Mr. Will Ferrell here. Apparently, there's a rumor he's moving here.
Moving to Ocala.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what we need? You know what we need?
I still don't really believe the story. I'm waiting for it to say the Onion at the bottom of it.
We need why would the Onion do a story about Ocala? We need...
The mayor of Ocala was accused in a national press of...
Yeah, but that's different.
But they picked Ocala out of all the other major cities. I still don't understand how they picked Ocala.
Yeah.
All right, can you help us set up an LLC for a business that sells cowbells?
Yes, we need more cowbell.
Cowbells are us.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Not even going to charge you for that one. That'll be free legal work right there. Because everyone needs more cowbell.
It's always fun when you're here. We're out of time, Vanessa. What is your phone number?
My phone number is area code 352-804-0092.
Vanessa Lane Jennings. Call us if you need Vanessa's number repeated. We'll give you the information and share the video. It's always fun to watch these videos later on. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Fox News confirms that ISIS has taken a hit. A senior defense official saying that U.S. Special Ops forces have killed the number 2 person in ISIS during a raid early Thursday morning.
He was slated to replace Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi.